My name is Jenny Rich. I've been at the branch since about 1999. I came on staff somewhere around 2000. Vern and I together do not have any children. I've never had children. Vern has 3 daughters. We have 6 grandchildren and 1 great-granddaughter. This year in 2007, God has really been speaking to me. I went to Preparing for Battle not long ago, and one of the things that you're to do in preparing for the battle is to remember and think of any word curses that you might have placed upon yourself. And I didn't think I had any, but during the time I was sitting there talking with the girls in my group, I realized that God was telling me that I did. And the word curse that I had placed upon myself some time ago was the fact that I wouldn't be a good mom. And I thought that that was true, and God was telling me it wasn't. So I released that to Him, and I allowed Him to take that back and asked Him to show me that I would be a good mom. So within 24 hours of dealing with that and releasing that to God, I found that God was already answering and showing me exactly what kind of mother I would be and what would happen. And that has changed my life. Just after that, the next day in fact, we got a phone call from our granddaughter who has the great-granddaughter, and she and her boyfriend were having trouble. They lived in Tampa, and they were dealing with a lot of things, and they asked us if we would take their daughter out of the situation that she was in and bring her to a safe environment. So I got plane tickets to Tampa to pick her up and bring her back that next Tuesday. So for the last 6 weeks, I've been a mother to a 2.5-year-old great-granddaughter. And in a matter of just a very short period of time, I had a crash course on what being a mother is really all about. Since that time, in fact, about a week and a half ago, her mother called and shared with me that she was ready to leave the environment, and she knew she was not going to be able to handle that, and she may never see her daughter again if she didn't get out of that relationship at this point. So on a Saturday night, we picked her up at the airport and brought her to church the next morning with us. Chris's sermons on baptism didn't not help the situation any. It actually was incredible how God had been speaking to her through the last few weeks and how she knew that she needed Jesus in her life. So she was very touched by that Sunday service. A very dear sister, Missy Wiley, was sitting very close to her and during that service, and Missy came over and prayed for her afterwards. And Autumn told us that afternoon that she could not quit crying, and she just didn't think there were any tears left. And we reminded her that that was probably the Holy Spirit moving within her, that those tears were releasing things that she needed to give back to God. On Tuesday night, she came to the I-55 group. Missy had invited her, and it was the night that they had the Dallas Street Church, and many people who've been addicted to drugs, who've done a lot of different things, and she was very touched and was very, related very well to a lot of those type of situations in people's lives. And I think that's the night that God really gripped her, and she came and asked Michael to pray for her. When she did that, I think then was when God prompted him to say that she needed to be baptized. She needed to find God and receive the Holy Spirit before she went to rehab and before she went to the things that were going to start healing her. And so that Thursday morning at 11 o'clock, she came to the church and was baptized by Michael. I had Jada up in the baptistry with me. She was so excited about Mommy going down into the water and coming back up again and going to have Jesus in her heart. And she knows what that means, and she is understanding more and more about how Mommy's changing during this time as well. As I look back over the year, knowing how God has worked, I realize how much I have learned and how His answers to my prayers have given me a stability to bring a child into my home and raise her. And then to bring her mother here and be a part of watching her walk toward the Lord and find Him. 23 years ago, we had Autumn in our home as a 2.5-year-old. And I know that those times made a big difference, but I also know that this time I'm sharing more of the Lord than I've ever shared.